show. This is Julia Anderson with Real Talk. For Black History Month, we are going to give little-known historical facts about, well, Black history. Sitting in our chair tonight is Dr. Brianna Jackson. Welcome to our show, Dr. Jackson.
Thank you for having me here.
Tell us a little about yourself.
I have a PhD in African Studies with an emphasis on world history.
And who are you going to talk about today?
I am going to present to you Marjorie Joyner.
Please continue.
Marjorie was born on October 24, 1896, the granddaughter of a slave and slave owner. At 16 years old, she moved to Chicago to work in the cosmetology field. She enrolled in the A.B. Mahler Beauty School and was the first Black woman to graduate from that school. As I stated in the Madam C.J. Walker presentation earlier, Walker opened beauty shops all over the country. That is how Marjorie came in contact with C.J. Walker. After Walker's death, Marjorie was hired to oversee the C.J. Walker beauty salons as a national supervisor.
What an opportunity. She was in her early 20s, right?
Correct. She was 23 years old. A real nice job for someone so young. But that isn't what made Marjorie's accomplishments so important. In order for Black women to straighten out our hair, we had to use a curling iron.
Oh Lord. I just had a flashback to when I was a kid.
Most Black women have that same flashback when someone mentions hot iron and stove in the same sentence.
I still have scars on the back of my neck and on the tips of my ears from having my ears burned by a hot iron.
That is too funny. I have a few scars on my ears as well. The early hair curling process was time-consuming and frustrating because only one iron could be used at a time. Marjorie thought that if more irons could be used and were closer to the client, it would make the process faster and more efficient. So she came up for an idea of taking 16 curling irons, putting them under a hood and connecting them all to a single electrical cord. Women would be under the hood for a certain amount of time and their hair would then be curled. She came up with the invention while cooking a roast and looking at the long thin rods that were used to heat it. In 1928, Marjorie patented the permanent waving machine and it was an immediate success. With the one-iron method, the curl would last one day. Using Marjorie's invention, the curls lasted several days. What makes this device even more remarkable is that the machine was also used in white salons. White women were able to have a perm for longer periods too, because the heat was sometimes painful.
Oh Lord, here we go.
Marjorie invented a scalp protector to make getting your hair did less painful. For Marjorie, the only drawback was that since she invented these machines while employed by Madam C.J. Walker, she saw very little money from the inventions. All rights and royalties went to Walker's company.
That's too bad. I'm sure that invention was worth millions.
Unfazed, Marjorie and Mary Beth Ewan McLeod set up the United Beauty School Owners and Teachers Association in 1945. Marjorie died on December 7, 1994 at the age of 98 years old.
To say that she made an invention that changed the lives of all women would be an understatement. And my ears in the back of my neck thank her. Thank you, Dr. Jackson, for this presentation. I might have to go get my hair did.
Thank you for having me here today.
I want to thank you all for being here. This is Julia Anderson with Real Talk. Bye-bye.